And welcome to Clinton Folk with Beer. Your boy Steven Runyon with you, alongside one of my bestest friends.
And your other boy, Scott.
Scott and I we're very excited to do this episode for you. I have an update for the people today.
Love it.
So
I don't love it because this story is... Just kidding.
Scott hates it. He hates the story. So
on a previous episode, Steven talked about an Amish
woman, pregnant Amish woman.
Fine, an Amish woman who was murdered by an outsider.
I just realized I just smiled at the camera when you said the word murdered.
It wasn't an accident, trust me.
$20 says cut that. No, if you'll recall from a few episodes back, we did a story on a pregnant Amish woman who was murdered by some guy who apparently lived somewhere near her community. We didn't get any information on whether he was Amish, what really was involved in the murder. The cops said that she either died from a gunshot wound to the head or having her throat cut. Slit. And it's like, okay, I guess you may not know which came first, but it's still weird to not know which one she died from, I guess.
Or to specify that in the story, because it just say she was
murdered,
shot in the head, and then also had her throat slit. We don't need to know.
We don't really need to. That's actually a fair point. We don't really need to know. So it left a lot of questions. So that's kind of just a brief synopsis of where we were at. So that the cops had arrested a 52-year-old neighbor who lived several miles away, I guess. We don't really know anything about him. We don't really know anything about the details of the murder, and we definitely don't know why.
She did have children, so maybe...
And there were two
maybe
children.
They were little brats, and then he was just like, these children keep pooping on my lawn.
You know, it's really fun. I love that we're like struggling through a synopsis, and something tells me the update article will have a synopsis of the previous article.
We'll get to the update. But here's 5 minutes of us
telling the same story.
How we're going to have the update.
We're just going to tell the same story over. Like, oh, joke's on you. There's actually no update. That would be, we do that on April 1st. It's a prank. Okay, actually, God Christ. A man charged in the killing of a pregnant Amish woman inside her home in northwestern Pennsylvania has served as a driver for her neighbor, according to new information revealed in court records Saturday. So again, this older guy killed her. So apparently they're saying that the guy who killed her now worked. Oh my God, what is wrong with you? So I'm listening. Already new update is we had no connection between the woman and the man, and now we find out that the man...
Did we find something?
Yeah. Oh my God. I hate him so much. So the update was that the man who's charged in the killing of the woman would drive for their neighbor. So like the Amish folks don't drive, so I assume when they sometimes need rides places like maybe to medical institutions in big cities.
And there's
or something.
The update.
Yeah, right. That's right. That's it. They were he was neighbors with the guy that he was.
See, this is why the Amish don't drive, because drivers kill people, and that's a fact.
So it says was killed in her home while her husband was being driven to several construction sites to take measurements for his job. When the husband returned home with his driver several hours later, they found Byler, the woman, dead. So we didn't know that her husband found her in the last story.
Wait, I thought that the person who killed her was the driver.
So the husband probably also has a driver.
Oh, right.
So the guy that killed her was apparently driving for the neighbor, and then the people in the story, the husband and wife, they must also have another driver, is what I'm picking up. So
I don't know why I couldn't comprehend that.
Well, it's true. No, it is. It's a lot because you're not reading it like I am, and you're just having to hear my thoughts spewed out of my stupid mouth. When you had nothing, I kept waiting for you to say something like it is stupid.
That's the joke.
He's just, at this point, he's just screwing with me because I think I have him pegged, and then he does that on purpose. Anyway, okay. So she had sharp force injuries to her neck and a scalping type wound on her head that was later confirmed to be a gunshot wound during her autopsy. The documents revealed Cranston had started driving for an Amish man who lived 1 mile away from Rebecca Byler's home. Many Amish workers rely on drivers outside the communities because they don't drive vehicles. Investigators found a shoe print inside the victim's home after she was killed, resembling a Nike Air Force One sneaker.
Not good shoe. It's a good shoe.
It is a good shoe.
Good stabbing shoe.
So, Amish people traditionally do not wear Nike sneakers, and no pairs of shoes were found in the home. When police searched Cranston's home, they found and confiscated a pair of white Nike Air Forces. They also recovered some of Cranston's clothing, 5 bank bags. So those are like the zip-up, but you know what they are. I mean, you were in management. So they 5
I've
bank
heard
bags.
Of them.
Doesn't say there was anything in them yet, though.
Fingernail clippings.
They also recovered some of Cranston's clothing, 5 bank bags, and a box of black nitrile gloves, so the rubber gloves that you would wear,
yes.
along with at least 7 guns and lots of ammunition, which isn't too crazy for people probably living in rural Pennsylvania. But among the evidence found at the murder scene, police picked up what appeared to be part of a rubber glove. So this guy's not even a good murderer, like, at all.
He's like, I better keep these. These were my lucky gloves.
Well, and
I want to remember that moment.
It's not weird for a guy to have rubber gloves. It's like, it is when you leave one of them at the scene, you fucking idiot.
Oh, I lost one of my gloves. Well, I could still use this one.
So when the police pulled Cranston's trash after the killing,
they found her head. Well, I guess
they had already examined it. They say they found a black glove that matched the material, color, and grip ridge pattern. Jesus Christ, grip ridge pattern. Okay, this is the part that sucked. We heard this in the other story, but the 2 children that had previously been born, a 2-year-old girl and
didn't care.
A 3-year-old boy were at home when she was killed. The boy later told police a man in a green truck entered their home wearing sneakers and killed his mom.
Gotta always kill the children, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because if they can talk, they can snitch.
Yeah, and they did.
Classic.
That's why he thought he could keep the glove, because he's like, those kids aren't saying
they won't say shit, man.
They look like dumb Amish fucks.
But he forgot the cardinal rule. Kids be snitching. All right, so 2 weeks prior to the killing, the victim's husband said they saw a suspicious person around their residence. He had he was a white bald man with a white beard, came up to the home about 9:30 or 10 at night. So imagine some old bald guy coming up to your porch in the middle of the night.
Hey, come on in.
And you live in a rural countryside, so it's not like you just have people around.
Yeah, that's actually very scary.
Yeah, dude. I mean, this.
I make jokes, but if that happens,
and yeah,
if someone knocks on my door, I'm scared.
He's a 46-year-old man. She was a 25-year-old girl. So he said, and then he said he asked about purchasing the home. Does that sound plausible?
Yeah, you always ask at 9:30
when you can't see the property. It's dark, and you're like, you know what house I'd love to buy is that one in the distance.
Earlier, figured I'd come back late at night.
Check it out in the dark, because now I've seen it in the daytime. I want to see how she looks from the road in the dark.
Yeah, I want to know if it looks good.
He's up on his porch, like sitting in his rocking chair, dude's rocking chair. Just testing out your porch, seeing if I want to buy the place.
Well, you wouldn't get the chair to get the fuck out of here.
They're like, sir, you can just have it if you leave.
Yeah.
The husband said he believed the man was driving a red vehicle. Neighbors also saw a red vehicle in the area of Byler's home on the day of the murder. It's like in the area. They're saying that no one else could have driven a red vehicle by in that time.
No.
I mean, maybe it's really remote.
Maybe they know the vehicles that are around there. Well, so if one does drive by that they don't know, it is suspicious. And if it just happens to be red, which happens to be the one he has. Who has a red vehicle with white shoes?
Because that's a big thing that Scott's big on is car matching his clothing. I guarantee if we took a shot of this and superimposed it next to his car, it would be atrocious.
You would see that my gold car also matches my gold shoes.
You could maybe argue earth tones,
even
but
though
that's
the
about
entire
it.
time of the show, I've wore white shoes, wiggling my foot.
By the way, that's $10 for all you perverts. This is the beginning of my OnlyFans.
More.
Yeah, right.
Let me get
Dude, watch our ratings go through the roof.
more.
Oh my God. It touched my floor. You guys saw it. I get to keep it. It's all singles, too.
Whatever. Those are hundies.
There's not a 5 in there.
The 5's in my pocket.
It was the one you snatched real quick.
That was the one I was most worried about, not the 7 singles.
So the only thing I could say that sort of makes sense to me is like, I was up in the
He must have
foothills
driven by and she was in her Amish bikini, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta go look at that gilly."
Can't wait to come back and try to catch her in her nightgown later.
Yeah,
I mean,
and
she was 25. I mean, she could have looked good. You don't know. Not that that's a reason to then be on their fucking porch. Sorry, I sort of left that hanging like I was backing him up.
Zooming in quick with some dark undertone music.
I mean, she was 25. I mean, she could have looked good. You don't know. She could have looked good. I just insert foot in mouth. Yeah, see, there you go again, perverts.
You really like showing your feet today.
I didn't show it that time. Because they have to pay more.
They got the tape.
They got the freebie.
That was the tease.
It was
as if they can't just rewind the video.
They're like, this update is sure a weird ad for Steven's feet.
Also, speaking of ads, if you want to buy
Right.
my love, just know this nice art piece that we found in the dumpster.
First of all, this has been the world's worst segue. I don't have a follow-up.
No, this is Steven's painting. He painted this one. He added that
one little bit. Yeah, no, all my artwork is for sale. There are other pieces if anyone's
the one of one.
Yeah, one of one reclaimed palette.
Where's the other one?
Reassembled, painted. They're around. I think the other one's in the other room.
One of many.
Art. Support it.
And that's why we did the update, is so we could
just for that to talk about my OnlyFans. I'm about to start with just feet pics.
Butt art page, like it's art.
Did you say butt art page? It sounded like you said,
but it's art, an art page.
But it's an art. It sounded like you said.
But I said
art
but
page.
Art page.
Oh, this would go easier if we were a little more mature for our age. Points to my dog off camera.
I pointed at him, and his ears was like, he's going to give me attention. And this is the silent portion of the episode.
No, so I just had to get back into my swing here. So it said police collected surveillance footage from across the street from Cranston's home. So the guy, he said it showed that he drove a red Jeep Patriot out of his home around 8:39 in the morning, at the day of the killing, and the Jeep returned sometime after around 2 p.m. And then it said from 2 p.m. until 5:15, a man matching Cranston's description was, quote, in and out of the vehicle with items in his hands. He carried items from the Jeep to a camper and then started a fire beside the camper. The camera across the street recorded smoke rolling into the air. Police noted criminals sometimes conceal... Oh, my God, of course we all know that. It literally says in the article, it says, police noted in court records that criminals sometimes conceal or destroy evidence by fire. No fucking shit. Everything is pointing to this guy. I mean, he did it. At this point, it's an update on, yeah, dude, he did it.
Thank God that guy had that camera, though, for real. Even though all the evidence, it's
right.
Still just
it's already stacking up, but it's just more and more. Yeah, I mean, they're compiling a very strong case. There's no...
But everyone in this area should not have a camera. So I can go off and do my shenanigans.
Jeffrey Dahmer or whatever. The next Scott Allwood. I mean, he'll be the next...
in court and they play, so I can do my shenanigans.
In a court. It was just... And contempt of court. You're going to jail. Oh, shit. Here's a picture of the weirdo. You look like a murderer? Pennsylvania Amish murderer?
Hey, guys, I didn't do it.
Murders Amish folk? This, it just gets creepier because you think, okay, well, it still hasn't said like why necessarily he killed her, but I'm starting to get the feeling that he's just one of those weird creeps. It says, so he randomly would show up at the house. It says one time Sean drove a red Jeep to their home, parked in their driveway, then wandered around the property wearing black clothing from head to toe, including black sunglasses. He had a black pistol and a holster on his belt, and he was walking aimlessly, the neighbor said, and his speech made no sense. He asked when and where they attended church and said he wanted to go with them. Police are continuing to analyze the Jeep for evidence. An initial photo of the tire tread marks match what was left in the mud in the driveway of the victim's home. So again, now they've got, okay, and that's the last of the update that I have. So they've got tire tracks that matches Jeep, which apparently he's been in the area before. That in and of itself, not too bad. Black rubber gloves. Yeah, video footage of him burning things the day of the murder. He was gone during the time of the murder. He's clearly a weirdo. Fuck, dude. Air Force Ones. I mean, we got like 6 things already, I think, against this guy. I counted one as a weirdo. I don't think that would hold up in court, but dude, that's crazy.
I gave you a lot of shit before we did this.
I knew he was going to do it. I told him there was so much I hadn't even touched on.
And it turned out to be a wild one.
I guess the thing would be if some guy shows up on your porch at 9:30 at night, just shoot him. Just shoot him right then and there. Just shoot him right then and there. Because he's going to cause trouble for you later.
Oh my gosh. I want to say no, but...
Oh my God. Because tell me you wouldn't be losing your shit if you saw some guy wandering in head-to-toe black, sunglasses, and a gun around your rural Pennsylvania property.
Well, I don't look outside much, but...
That's where that's how they're going to get you. You'll never see them coming.
That's the episode. Thanks for watching. We're actually going to do a sign-off. Bye. Oh, but hold on. God. Buy this painting from this guy who we just read a story about a psychopath and he's like, I'm going to sign off like this.
You said we're actually going to do a sign off and that was like my civil protest. Like I wasn't going to say anything.
Doing it.
Can't make me.